we really are super isolated. Yeah, this is the center of nowhere. Okay, here we are at the COLDEST departure lounge in Brisbane International Airport. I'm about to leave on my trip for Mongolia. It's going to be cold, actually freezing. Cold is not the right word for it. Desolate. There's going to be heaps of interesting stuff to take photos of. But before I do that, my last ritual here in Australia, and that is to have the last coffee. It's really nice to have one last piece of Australia before heading out on the road. And with that, I'm going to head out to the departure gate and it's time to go.
Hello. What's wrong?
Hey, how are you? Good, thanks. Okay, as you can see here, I've made it halfway on my trip to Mongolia. I'm in Hong Kong. I arrived a couple of hours ago. I've been in my hotel, had dinner, and now going for a stroll in what is a very, very pretty city and one I love to travel to. I'm here in Wan Chai. It's actually super quiet. With all of the stuff I've been hearing about, I kind of figured that maybe there'd be some crowds or issues or whatever, but as you can see, it's a typically quiet night here in Hong Kong, and I'm going to enjoy walking around, getting a bit of fresh air. It's actually quite nice, the weather. It's like 20 odd degrees, so about a 50-degree turnaround compared to what it's going to be tomorrow in Ulaanbaatar. Really is a fantastic place, a good spot. I mean, I had to stay overnight because the connections didn't work with Mongolian Airlines, so it's a good second prize. I'd admit that. Good second prize. Night in Hong Kong, beautiful weather, just nobody around. It's kind of spooky. Quick walk tonight, get my things ready, get my warm clothes ready when I get off the plane, and yeah, off to Mongolia tomorrow. See you there. So, I've made it to Ulaanbaatar, the capital. Bit of a geography lesson for you. This is the capital. It is quite a populated place. There was traffic jam on the way in from the airport last night. It's not what you expect when you hear that Mongolia is one of the most sparsely populated countries in the world. But right here in the capital, it's just like any other major city. Quite early in the morning here in the capital. So where we are right now is in Ulaanbaatar. We're going to be getting in some four-wheel drive vehicles. There's a convoy, and we're going to be heading into the South Gobi Desert. First couple of hours of the trip are going to be on sealed roads, and then we turn off, and it's going to be 3 or 4 hours literally driving in the desert to our final destination. There will be some stops, and hopefully I've worded up the rest of the team that I'm going to be getting the drone out, so hopefully some opportunities to take some footage and get back and have a look at what we can get. Slightly nervous about the weather. It was about -23 when we got in last night. It's colder than that now. I understand that it's not as cold in the South Gobi. It doesn't really make sense to me, I suppose. Be that as it may, the major issue is going to be how the gear, how the drone battery life, how the camera battery life all handles the extremes of the weather in the South Gobi, but all will be revealed. It's nearly time to go. I've got to get my bags downstairs and we'll be on the road. See you guys soon.
out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you love? Lift me up higher, above the clouds, won't you love? When the scenery is right, go right in. I wanna fall deep within. Don't leave me hanging just 'cause I'm too proud. Whisper away my outdated doubts. Somebody do me the courtesy, dress me down. I'm not that old yet, I'm far too young to not stand my ground. But my ways are mine and I don't wanna change, not even for love.
So we've just finished the drive. We've arrived here at the site where we'll be spending the next couple of days. It's been about 7 hours in the car, quite a long trip. You get 2 opportunities to get the drone out of the car. Super windy though, and I noticed the Mavic Mini did not like the wind. I was getting a warning on the Fly More app saying it's way too windy. It was super duper cold, crazy for the most of the day. It was minus 27 when we left Ulaanbaatar. The temperature rises as you sort of descend down into the South Gobi, but you know, when we stopped to have lunch and I got the drone out, he was saying it was around minus 10, minus 12, but with a wind chill factor, really, really cold. But it was good fun. Now that we're here, I thought I'd take you around my accommodation for the next couple of days, which is a ger. So let's check it out. Here we are in ger number 3, and as you can see, it's quite comfortable. There's my bed, and this is where the Mongolian man comes in during the night to light my fire. So childish. Me too. And this is really cool. It's all super insulated. That's super heavy, super insulated here. So yeah, really surprisingly warm once that fire gets going. Almost borderline too warm, but you can just kick the door open and regulate the temperature that way. Anyway, let's go see the rest of the camp. Okay, so here I am in the middle of the South Gobi Desert. It's cold. It's really cold. The locals keep telling me that it's actually really mild and that this is quite balmy for this time of year, but I can tell you it's about probably minus 15 to minus 20, and then add a wind chill on top of that. So it's cold enough, let's say that. So what did I get up to today? We went out in the cars and headed out to see a few of the local sites. I managed to get the drone up a few times. I had a quick sneak peek of it. It looks really good. Heaps of fun. It's an amazing place. Just so desolate, so quiet. There's nobody around. Just super cold. I mean, interestingly, I didn't have problems with the drone today. It flew pretty well. There was a couple of warnings around low voltage power and low temperature. It worked fine. The footage looks great, as I said. Didn't have any issues. Battery life is pretty good. The issue I did have was with the camera I'm shooting on right now, the Nikon Z7. It did not like the cold weather at all. I had sticking shutter, and then at one point nothing at all would work. So until I warmed it up. So yeah, not what I expected. I guess I thought the drone being up there would suffer a bit more, but it was the camera. But stuck it inside for a little while, got a bit warmed up, just like myself, and yeah, good as new. The only issue I'm having at the moment is my fingers are freezing off holding this Joby and the camera, so I'm gonna have to make this short and sweet. But I thought I'd give you guys a little tour around. Right behind me you can see that's a ger, which is the accommodation that you sleep in here. It's a traditional accommodation out in Mongolia, and actually quite warm. You can see behind me there's the chimney stacks so they keep a fire running. Quite comfortable, had a good night's sleep, wasn't cold at all, except to go to the bathroom, which, as you can probably appreciate, is not great at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's minus 20 something outside. We got a little bit of snow last night, not a lot. It doesn't snow a great deal out here in the South Gobi, but as I said, it's cold. But let me just take you a bit of a tour around where I am. It's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, isolated, desolate, quiet. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take you around the camp. So here we are outside my GO number 3.
With confidence and sense in the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out.
Just walking out to the main camp building. An interesting fact, I was asking one of the guys here earlier who lives and works here how many people there are in the vicinity around this place, and he was saying that within 15 kilometers, now think about that in terms of the city you live in, within a 15 kilometer radius of where we are right here, there are only 20 families that live here, and that's only in winter. Summer they head off to another location, so we really are super isolated. Yeah, this is the center of nowhere.
We'll be howling, jumping up and down, howling, crazy fools, feeling young. In the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out. We'll drown it.
It's seriously cold. I cannot feel the fingers on my right hand. This is a problem. So wrong. It's the only way to keep warm.
Again, you were standing there, you bravely let me in. I could wait 1,000,000 years or more until you came knocking at my door. It's hard to be this real. We can play our favorite song, dancing to it all night long. With you I feel.
So it's super early here in Mongolia. We're about to head out. It's been a good couple of days. It's freezing. I'm just walking over to the breakfast area to hear what the plan for the day is, but we're about to head out. It's another 6-hour drive back to Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, but it's been heaps of fun. See ya.
I found a star in you, always guided me to where my words are true. I've waited 1,000,000 years before, and I'll do it all again just so.
I am back. Just got out of the car. We've just arrived back in the capital, Ulaanbaatar. What an epic couple of days it's been. It's been really crazy. I've filmed a heap. I've got taken some great photos. I'm desperate to get them out of the camera, off the XQD cards and into my laptop. I've had some issues, and in fact on the way back I was shooting at one of the stops, my camera, the Nikon Z7, and received an error, card inoperable, which completely freaked me out. Cycled the power. It seemed to be working okay, but I took no chances. I put that card away, and I'm desperate to go and check it out to make sure that it's still working. Desperately want to have a rest, have a shower. It's been a long 5.5 hours in the car, racing back. But before I did any of that, I just wanted to quickly sum up the last couple of days, which have just been unbelievable. It's such an amazing place. I feel really blessed, to be honest, to be able to have gone to a place like the South Gobi. Words really can't describe how amazing a place it is. As far as the eye can see, there's flat or slightly rolling countryside. There is literally nobody around. The cold, I think, adds to the whole mystique of the place. It was just mind-blowing. I've got some ideas about what I want to do with that footage. Obviously there'll be this sort of vlog of sorts of my trip, but I also want to make some sort of short film with some of the footage to try and get across the emotion of the place. It's just a really, truly magnificent thing, and I'm going to try, if I can, to show through film or photos or whatever I can, whatever medium I can, what it was like to be there. I've got a heap of material shot. Of course, there's always more that I wanted to do. It's hard when you're in a group to constantly be saying, stop the car, let's get a photo of this. But to give you just one example today, amazingly fortuitous event, which, so we left the camp around about just before 8 o'clock. The sun here, or certainly in the Gobi, doesn't rise until around 8:30, 8:45. So there was sort of first light, and we were driving through, and as we sort of crested this little plain, we saw a herd of camels off to the left of the vehicle, about 100, 200 meters away. And if you know anything about camels, and I don't know a lot about camels, but the ones from this part of the world are unique in that they have 2 humps. We stopped the cars and I walked out, and just completely fortuitously, just as I'm reaching the herd of camels, I can just see off to my left the sun breaking over the horizon, and I managed to get some photos and some video of this one particular camel walking across the rising sun. So I'm very keen to see how that has turned out, but it was an amazing experience. That is not something you get to do every day. That's really cool. Once in a lifetime doesn't really go as far to explain how unique a place and a unique experience the last couple of days have been. So yeah, I'll see if I can get some footage around the town of Ulaanbaatar, but yeah, it's been epic. Welcome to UB. I'm standing in Parliament Square. It's got a really cool Mongolian name which I can't pronounce. Bitterly cold. I think I said at one point I couldn't believe that the capital would be colder than the Gobi Desert. Well, turns out I was wrong. It is significantly colder here. It's about minus 20 something currently. And at the moment they've got some really cool ice sculptures. Let's go check them out.
You act like gravity and you are good. 'Cause you know what I want, babe. You know everything that gets me going. You know what I want, babe. All the little things that I'm not showing. You know what I want, babe. And you know it all before I do it. You know what I want, babe.
I think I worked out there's a trick with the hands freezing. You basically get about 2 minutes of having your hands outside of your pockets or outside of gloves before you start going through various phases of pain. There's a kind of a sting, then an ache, and then it's at that time you really got to put down the camera and put your hands in your pocket, which is exactly what I'm about to do. cool thing they do here. And it looks like half of the children in UB are out here today playing on these cool cars that are zipping around the square and having a go at the ice skating. I really want to go with this. I'm gonna get these kids off. So I've been out here for about half an hour and my fingers are pretty well given up. It's bitterly cold, I can't keep saying the same thing. My impressions of UB, just from being here this last couple of days, everyone seems happy, friendly, haven't seen anything remotely scary, to be honest. In some parts of Brisbane, I wouldn't want to spend this much time outdoors in on a Saturday night. Yeah, it feels completely safe, people are nice, food's great. I'm not going to mention the weather, we've probably heard enough about that. Coffee's okay, it's a cool place to come and visit, I highly recommend. Just got a bit of everything, from the South Gobi, one of the most isolated places in the universe, to what is actually quite chaotic with all of this traffic. People literally living on top of each other, which is crazy when you think about how sparse and open wide the South Gobi was. But yeah, this is a cool place, so put it on your list. Mongolia in winter, I like it. Now I'm gonna go inside and try and get some feeling back to my fingers.